so much for taking the time to speak with me, and congrats on the Blackening.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
It is so much fun. I got to see it a few weeks ago. It is so funny. It is so unexpected. And like my first question kind of built off of this. It does so many other different things too, on top of being hilarious. It sometimes is a genuine scary movie. Sometimes it turns into an action film. Sometimes it turns into this interpersonal dramedy about friends growing apart. For all three of you, like, what was your first reactions when you kind of opened the script for the first time and saw that you were going to get to play with all of these different kinds of elements?
I was super excited when I opened it up because I was like, oh, this is going to be a very fun movie with a very fun cast, especially if they pick the right people that are empathetic, that give and show grace, that are improvisers, that know how to yes and one another, that are going to give their all even when the camera is not on them. So the script already was 20 out of 10, highly recommended. And then when the cast all came together, I was like, oh, the casting gods really put their hands on us because we got not only great performers, but great people.
Yeah. Honestly, I was ready to do a comedy. I think I was just ready to laugh and have a good time on a set. And then I read the script, and not only was it like it made me laugh like so many times, the story started to unfold, and a lot of the drama and seeing what Tracy and Dwayne wrote really spoke to me in a lot of ways. So that really stood out to me.
Yeah, and I'm very glad that you notice kind of all of the different things that are in it. Because yes, it's a horror movie. It's a comedy. It's a movie about friendship. Like there's just like so many different layers of what you can take from it. And I think that's what our intent was. So I'm very happy that that's what's being taken from it.
Well, on first glance of the script, it just felt like there was a really great balance of horror and comedy. The characters were well written. You could see the relationships between everyone. I feel like everyone could kind of identify with every character that was on the screen, and then we just had a phenomenal cast that put it all together. I don't know what else to say.
That's good.
No, I think I think she encompassed it. We're really excited for people to go and check it out on Juneteenth weekend. I think, then this was something that Kwa said earlier, but this will start off as an indie, right? And so all of us kind of getting together, wanting to, do something that was funny and, artistically, challenging in a lot of ways, but also coming together in a communal sense was really, really important. And we hope that reads on screen. We hope that comes off as organic because it really was.
Mm-hmm.
I really resonated. The tone resonated with me, the comedic tone, and just the voice of the characters. It felt authentic to an experience that I knew. And, Tim's story, being involved, just made it that much better. And I was also a fan of the original sketch that Dwayne Perkins wrote, produced, and starred in. So, it was all check marks for me.
Man, listen, with an idea that's so innovative and so different, I mean, you can't say no to a project or the chance to be a part of something like this. When you in Hollywood, man, you want to do something different. You don't want to do the same thing. That's not going to get numbers. That's not going to draw people out. You want something fresh. You want something palpable. You want something that's consumable. You want something that folks are going to tell their mother, their father, their auntie, the second cousins, third cousins. And I believe this movie has definitely accomplished that with the amazing writers and the great direction of Mr. Tim Story.
Yeah. And then kind of, I don't want to get into spoilers because I want everybody to see the film, kind of not take all the twists and turns without kind of knowing what it is. But hypothetically, Dreamworld, The Blackening 2, where do you want to see the survivors of this movie go on to? Do you, this one, there's the slasher in the cabin. Where do you want to see these characters try to not die next?
That is a good question. Where should they not die next?
Santorini, Greece. I want to shoot a movie in Greece.
Honestly, yeah, I'm trying to give Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Let's do some foreign.
Yeah.
things
Well,
where,
they say black actors don't really translate overseas, so I love to go overseas.
Yeah, I think that's the move.
Yeah.
Us trying not to die in like Europe or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Like Russia.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I want to be in Russia.
We're going Russia.
Well, no shade to the Russian community, but it's
they
just
get
not.
They get you.
Yeah.
Geographical.
Just go-
Yeah.
They got drones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a tropical island somewhere. That'd be fun to film.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd be for that.
Yeah.
Maybe we could battle some ghosts or some voodoo monsters or something. Whatever it is, I'm all for it.
Or there's another scary place. We could just go to New Orleans and just go to like the swamp, the bayou. You know what I mean? Oh boy. Ooh.
I like that everybody's been saying tropical islands. They're all on the same page, like
we just
that
want a
one.
vacation.
I think
It's the concept.
I think if we add Shrunken Heads and Goofa Dust to the next one, that would be, oh man, that would make it more. And then you could bring the
trying to
Haitian
go to
culture in
Haiti?
there. Yeah, we can do the Haitian culture in there. That'd be dope.
Would it be like a location? Could you do like a location?
Could be a location. You could be in Antarctic. You could be in space. You could deal with zombies. Like what do you want to deal with?
Yeah.
And see these characters trying to survive.
I definitely think somewhere on an island somewhere.
Oh, that's
going with?
good.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
I think an island somewhere similar to I Know What You Did Last Summer, like stealing that idea where they go somewhere else. I just like the idea of the Blackening always taking place in locations that are so specific to the story. And selfishly as actors, I would love to just
Turks and
be
Caicos,
on an island in Turks and Caicos, the Maldives. I think there's a lot of horror there that we need to unpack.
Most definitely.
I love that. On an island,
like,
deserted.
In
If
Mykonos.
all of the characters survive.
If
for
all the
sure.
characters live to go to
Yeah.
Mykonos.
If they live to go to Mykonos.
Let's-
On a deserted island.
A white sand
Is
beach,
it?
definitely. I think blood splashed on a white sand beach is for
Always
the optics.
clutch.
Yeah,
Is something. If
it's
Lionsgate, if you're
scary.
listening,
It's scary, Lionsgate.
I think that would for sure be it.
Yeah, not because we want to be there, but because we
No,
know that
because
that'll help tell the
true
story.
to the art.
Tell the story.
Well, I mean, it's for the craft. It's
For the
always
craft.
Always
service
for
of
the craft. What's great is when you go, anytime you see someone say it like this, we know that they're
We
just
know.
full of it. The craft. How many interviews have you done with someone? They go the craft, and you go, good.
More than a few, more than I'd like to admit. And then my last question, again, for all three of you, because like anytime any performer gets a role, you kind of have an idea. All right, I have an idea of what I think the character's going to be, how I'm going to play it, what there's going to be like, and that's so different than what the character ends up being, just from what you get to discover on set, what you discover with the directors, what you discover together. With that in mind, what would you say surprised you all the most about your roles in this film, about Clifton, Shanika, and Dwayne?
Because I wrote it and kind of like knowing like, oh, this is kind of and I know like what I have to do, but then in the midst of doing it, I do think it had transformed where I didn't realize that my character would be so grounded at times because I do see myself as like a comedian and seeing how, yes, I think there are moments in the film where I'm very funny, but kind of the actual emotional story of like, oh, I have a best friend and there's this guy who mistreated her in the past, like navigating that trio. I think that was the part that surprised me most because outside of the like running and screaming and jokes, kind of still keeping that groundedness and being like, no, this is still like a real relationship. Like I have feelings, my friends have feelings, like we have to navigate this despite us almost dying. Like this is just as important as the rest of the movie. So kind of balancing the comedy and the dramatic acting I was surprising for me of how like into it I was.
Me? Okay. What was surprising to me playing Shanika was I hate y'all. That Shanika didn't have all the answers, Sway. Like I really, usually a character like Shanika, just in any genre of film or TV, like she knows where it is. She's like very sure. She's like assertive, but she didn't know what the hell was going on. She was trying her best. She was grasping at straws. And then I also loved how emotional she was. That surprised me because I thought that she might have been someone that was just kind of like one note and one dimensional when you hear the description of her. But then when I got into the crux of the script and then we got to play more and then my choices were influenced by all of my amazing co-stars, I was like, oh, I'm finding so many different things. And in Act 3, I really got emotional with Clifton. So that was shocking for me. I was so tired that day. But it was just such an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. I guess sometimes you're only as good as, they let we let each other kind of just like graze, and play and You're only as good as your co-stars for real. So there are times when you're on set and you don't feel you have that comfort with someone you're doing a scene with, and you feel like you don't want to go there, step there, because you need a good dance partner. And everyone in the cast is an amazing dance partner. So I think.
Well, Sinqua is not. He's not a good. He does not dance.
He ain't got no toes.
Yeah, he won't.
He probably got no toes. But that's not his fault. He's born that way.
Yeah, yeah. It's fine.
Malnourishment.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna believe that.
We're gonna have to bleep that out. No, but dance partner. Everybody's a good dance partner. And dance partners are people that tend to be in groups. And you should go see The Blackening as a group on June 16th.
Yeah.
For Allison, I I don't know about a surprise more than a pleasant delight in the fact that she was so vigilant in expressing her identity. You know what I mean? Like not having any qualms about it, not being on the fence about any of it, totally understanding who she is, why she is who she is, knowing her history, knowing where she's come from. I think that's why even in the scenario, you know, when we're arguing blackness, I think that's why Namdi's character can easily be like, nah, she's the blackest. Because this is what she knows. This is how she operates in her knowledge. This is how she embraces her Black culture, you know? And so I really love, as far as like a delight there, I love that she has absolutely no qualms saying, yeah, this is who I am. These are all parts of who I am. This is how I see myself, and boom, bam, splat. And so I really loved that about Allison.
Yeah.
I love how she raps stuff. Boom, bam, splat.
And boom, bam, splat. Okay.
And boom, bam, splat, Namdi, and everything else. That's my answer. No,
Your period.
I love the relationship that Namdi and Lisa have, and I'm always grateful. More than being surprised, I'm always grateful when we're telling stories that I think have subtext, right? And I think in this idea of just promoting relationships that are healthy, they've gone through a transition in their relationship, and I think a lot of people can use it as a testament to like how you can work through things. And you see them a little bit in this movie working through things to get to the other side. And I love when there's subtext. And I love his goal of wanting to like really, you know, pontificate and fortify his love for his woman and prove to her that he's not who he used to be.
Wow. That was well said. I love how well they wrote the arc for Lisa. But I also love that Tim gave us the freedom to lean into kind of both extremes, where like I feel like in the beginning she seems like one of the most terrified, and then somehow goes to the extreme of being the most
person you want to be the most terrified from.
Okay,
right?
Thank you for saying that, because I didn't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It gave a really fun range of emotion for me to play with, and that's just a credit to how well it was written and Tim giving us the freedom to explore. So,
and I love it because in my mind immediately when I think of Lisa in the beginning, you know, Lisa's kind of like, don't mess with me. Okay, and then it became, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
All right? You know what I mean?
Transformation.
So it's that whole vibe, yeah.
Real quick. And it's funny because even on the set, when there's a scene that the audience will see where Lisa has to rise to the occasion. And I just remember like Antoinette would be like, just let me know when y'all call in action. Because we only gonna get one take with this.
That's it. I broke the thing the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, it's all right. I'll throw it. It's all right.
For me, understanding relationships between him and his friends, I never had female friends as close as Sean had in his film, so I didn't understand some of the relationships. But throughout this film, I was able to understand them just because of the relationships that I built with the other actresses in this film. So that was great for me.
I don't know. I mean, Sean had a certain ambitiousness to him, and when I played him, I guess some things I wasn't expecting to be so the character to be so protective. I was like, oh, I was protective of my lady, but at the same time, I would be like that in real life. So that just speaks to the genuineness of the script and all of and what it brought out of us, man. So yeah.
That is the perfect send off for it because I went over. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. This was so much fun getting to speak to all of you. I really hope I get to see you all again at some point down the line. And just congrats again on the film.
Thank you.
Wonderful, man. Thank you for your amazing energy.
Thank you so much.